So to give you an idea of what the course is like, the initial course for beginner is 10 days long, and that's a requirement. And this is because SN Goenka discovered that any time less than that, you don't really see the full benefit of this technique. And I guess it's kind of like learning how to swim. You know, you need to put in a certain amount of time before you start the habit of the practice. And you got to learn how to breathe underwater. You got to learn how to do the strokes. You got to learn how to kick the water, and all this, you know, it requires a certain amount of time. And so he discovered that 10 days is the minimum amount of time for you to learn all these things in Vipassana and sort of form like a habit of doing that. And after this 10 days, you can come back for any amount of day, like a 1 day, 3 day, or even another 10-day course, or if you want, you can longer courses like 20, 30 days.
45
days are available as well. But yes, the 10 days is the minimum requirement for beginners. And in this 10 days, you wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. And don't be scared, because you go to bed at around 9 or 9:30 at night. And you start doing meditation around 4:30, and
you can do it in your room, or you can go to the common room where everyone would go. So no one is going to go knock on your door and check on you whether you do it or not. So some people are like, oh my God, I have to wake up at 4 a.m. then I have to start practicing meditation at 4:30. You can do it in the comfort of your cell or your room, and then we have breakfast together at 6:30. That's everyone together, and then we have a break. You can go take shower. You can go, you can go wash your hair. You have your own time until we would convene again in the big hall at around 8 a.m. Then we start doing meditation. We get instructions. Then we do meditation. We get breaks every hour. It's not like you do meditation all day long. You do a interval of like 1 hour per sitting meditation, then you get a break. You get a bathroom break, or you get a lunch break. And then you have a long break. After lunch, we have lunch at 11 a.m. and it would end around 11:30. And from then on, you have time to go and ask questions with the teacher. I would highly recommend you sign up and go ask questions with the teacher, because that will actually customize to what you're facing, the challenges you're facing from the previous sitting. And then you have a break. Usually my teacher would say I should take a nap, because when I do meditation sometimes in the afternoon, I feel sleepy. So my teacher, when I go and ask my teacher, oh my God, I get so sleepy in the afternoon, she said, did you take a nap? Did you take a nap after lunch? And I was like, no. And she was like, you should take a nap. And then I think the following next day or 2 days, I went to her again. I was like, I'm sleepy in the morning. And she was like, you take nap after your breakfast too. So I tend to take a nap or two per day. And then after that, you don't have dinner. If you are old students like us, you'll just have some juice or some water for dinner. If you are new, like you are the new beginner, then you can have bread. Or if you have medical, some medical issues, yeah, you can request for dinner, so you can have your medications. So no problem at all. And then we go back for a sitting meditation 1 hour after dinner. Then we have a Dhamma discourse. So it's an hour-long instruction from SN Goenka himself as a visual video. And then you have perhaps 10-15 minutes of meditation following the discourse. Then you go to bed. You are like a baby. So you wake up early, you go to bed very early, and then you take naps. And then you eat good food. You eat very, very healthy food. That's pretty much the day. So people are scared of waking up at 4 a.m. Were you scared?
I was a bit concerned to begin with.
You've never woken up at 4 a.m., right?
But what I found most of the time is that I even wake up before the bell, before the alarm bell. It almost seems like when you're doing meditation all day, your mind gets to rest.
Yeah.
And really? You don't really need as much rest anymore. Not like when you're working or living your daily life and you feel like, oh, I'm exhausted, I need more sleep. But in meditation, your mind is very well rested and wide awake by 4 a.m. And I must tell you that when you listen to that many meditation hours in a day, you might get all scared. Oh my
freaked
gosh,
out, right?
can I like sit there for that
Can
long?
I survive?
It's gonna, am I gonna be bored to death? With all this.
First of all, you won't be bored. You'll be anything else but bored.
Exactly, because throughout these 10 hours a day, the instructor gives you very specific
Things
instructions.
to do.
Yeah, like step by step, holding your hand, taking 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. So each hour, you would be following instructions on how to meditate, and the instructions get moved on and on and on depending on each day.
Builds on each other.
Right, it builds on one on top of another, and so you won't be bored in any of these.
I would say I wasn't bored at all, and I was so grateful that every hour, even though I had no previous experiences with Vipassana technique, I was able to follow along with the instruction. The first 3 days, you will be doing, if you attend the 10-day course, you'll be doing 2 types of meditation. The first one is called Anapana. Anapana meditation, or Anapanasati in Thai. Anapana is a technique of observing your breath and your breath only, and nothing but breath. So it sounds very easy. You have to try it out for yourself to see if it's easy or not, but explaining what Anapana is very easy to explain. After 3 days, you will graduate to Vipassana. Vipassana is actually observing, and in a non-judgmental way, of the body sensations throughout your body. So that's pretty much it. Observing breath and breath only, and then graduate to observing body sensations and body sensations only. And that's pretty much it. It can be summed in less than 30 seconds. But in order to practice, it's actually you have to reverse your habits. And not just the habit of this lifetime. The way I see it is that the habits of our species, we are built to react. That's how we survive. If you don't react, human civilization wouldn't be around today. So we are actually built to do the thing that's the most opposite from Vipassana. And learning the Vipassana technique is actually just rewinding, everything we're built to do. So easy to explain, of course, it's pretty hard to achieve. But anyhow, you will receive benefits. Even though when you're in the 10-day course, you'll start seeing different things happening in your mind. It's amazing. We cannot share that part because for every person, it's totally different. But we can say, as our experiences, it's very, very beneficial, not a boring moment in those 10 days at all. Yes. And
I want to add that when Vanessa said, don't react, I remember the first time I was there, I had this question pop up in my mind, what do you mean not react? Like, eventually, if you keep not reacting, am I gonna turn into a robot? Just like walk around and say, hey, no.
I think Paul is like already a little bit of a robot. You are.
Yeah, right. And actually, the more I practiced, the more I found that it's not reacting per se, but it's actually controlled reacting. So you have control over how much you want to react. Not like supposedly when you're angry, a lot of times you blow up and you throw things out of context and you can't control yourself. That will not happen if you progress on this method. You can decide, you have instantaneous knowledge of how angry you are, how angry you want to be, or you have a very controlled reaction, and by no means that is not a robot,
Yeah, I do agree, because in order, I did think before that people who are not angry or who don't express their anger is just like a robot too. But when you learn how to restrain yourself, how to observe without judging or without reaction, actually you have to restrain yourself a lot. And that is another type of, it's so hard to explain. It's actually, for me, it's an action of not allowing myself to act. And say something as simple as being itchy. I'm itchy all the time. Like my pain in the Vipassana meditation room is that it's not pain, it's itchiness. And I talk to a lot of friends of mine, they're like, I'm itchy everywhere. And the itch is like not reacting to the itchiness all around my body. Because if I don't react here, it will pop up here. It will pop up so many different places. And I'm like, You see, it's not, some people are afraid of being painful in the meditation, but there are different things that you have to learn how not to react. And I would say it's so amazing. Another thing is that that people are afraid of not only waking up too early, but I would add to Poe, when you go to bed at 9 p.m., for me, my eyes would open about 10 minutes before the bell would ring at 4 a.m. And I'd be laying there and I'd be like, I'm so wide awake. Why am I wide awake? What time is it? And it's like 10 minutes to 4 a.m. And I'm like, I'm so awake. Everyone should wake up. It's time everyone should be up so we can go and play together. But playing meaning going to the meditation room. And it's like, I was waiting for the world to wake up with me. And when I hear the bell, I was like, so happy. Now everyone is up. We can go do our things. So when you are in the rhythm or in the momentum of the routine, you won't feel that 4 a.m. is like hard to wake up. You would feel like, I'm here, wide awake. Everyone should wake up and go do our things together. Trust me, by the first 3 days, you will start feeling the routine and rhythm, and it will become a very natural rhythm for you. And you'll actually love it. And you'll actually be like, why didn't I, why don't everyone in the world wake up at 4 a.m.? It's so amazing, the air is so fresh and it's just like, it's so peaceful.
ถ้าชอบคลิปนี้อย่าลืมกด Subscribe ช่องดูดี Brain Works และกดกระดิ่งแจ้งเตือนจะได้ไม่พลาดคลิปใหม่ๆก่อนใครนะครับ